What's holding you back? You've probably asked yourself that question before, and most people look immediately outside themselves, their circumstances, their environment, their past, other people. But I read something recently that completely shifted how I see this. What's holding you back is most likely something you're holding onto. Let me repeat that again. What's holding you back is most likely something you're holding onto, and that changes everything. When you picture something holding you back, you can imagine it like someone holding onto your shirt and not letting you go, right? The world is against you. Something out there is holding you back. But what if you flip it around? What if it's actually you and you're holding onto it and you're trying to pull it with you? So you are the one that's holding on and you are the one that's keeping yourself stuck. And it's not because you're weak or you're broken or something like that. Not at all. But it's because somewhere along the way, you grabbed onto something and you never let that go. What you're holding onto is an old identity, the version of you that was built years ago in a different environment by other people who maybe didn't know better. Maybe it was your parents, maybe your friends. And now it's a self-belief that you're still holding on to. And that self-belief could be anything. Maybe it's that you're not enough. Maybe it's that money is difficult to get or whatever. Maybe it's that people like you don't succeed. It could be anything. And you see it like, I've always been that way. So essentially it's a label. Maybe it's something a parent said, a teacher, an ex, a toxic friend, whatever. It could be anything. And now you're with that label and you're still holding on to that. The sad part about all of this is, first of all, you have many of these limiting beliefs. And second of all, you didn't choose most of them. But somewhere along the way, you grabbed onto them and you identify with them. So you made them yours and you build an identity around that. And now you're loyal to something that belongs to your past. And here's something you need to realize. Your loyalty to that past version of you is ruining your future. It's costing your future. The past is not there. It's not real. It doesn't exist anymore. But you keep going back to it. You keep acting from it and you keep protecting it. And every time you do, your future rots a little because you're too focused on the past that doesn't exist anymore, on an identity that you don't even want to have. So here's what I want you to do. Not a complicated system, not a 30-day challenge, just a simple question I want you to answer. What's something you're holding on to you know you shouldn't be? An identity that was never really yours, a belief that was put onto you by someone who didn't know your real potential, a version of yourself that kept you safe so far, but it's keeping you from a better future now. You don't need to burn everything down overnight, but you have to be honest with yourself because holding on to that old identity is costing your future. And as soon as you let that go, as soon as you stop holding on to it, there's room to build your new identity. So you're not held back by the world, you're held back by something you refuse to release. Let it go, not for anyone else, but for the version of you that's been waiting for you on the other side of that decision. If this hit something in you, make sure to subscribe because my brother and I talk about identity and changing your life through that in all of our videos. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.